Happy Monday everybody, and welcome to the Flower Patch. My name's Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend, guys. I've been busy again in the garden. It's not been that very warm this time, but I wrapped up. Me and my husband, we've basically laid down new stone and also gave more fresh nutrition to all our flowers and plants on our garden. So it's been a busy weekend. I hope you've all been busy yourselves. So today I've decided we're going to do a wagon wheel arrangement. Instead of a wreath, I thought, let's do a wagon wheel. So if anybody's wondering where I got this from, especially in the UK, I got it from B&M. It was £6. £6. It's about an inch thick, so it is quite thick on the sides with the spools in as well. I have attached my own rope by placing in some staples at the back to hold the rope in. You can, you know, go through here and attach your rope or your hook, whichever you use. If this doesn't hold, then I may have to get the rope and, you know, go through the wheel itself. I've cut down, let's see, 1.5 inches thick from a full block of foam and placed in wreath wrap around it, because if it's going outside, it needs to be protected from getting wet. So we're going to cable tie that on, not glue it, to the side there, and then do our arrangement from there. I've only made a small bow. I've not put long tail ends on because I came to the end of the spool, so I didn't have enough of this bumblebee ribbon, so I've used what I had and then got some mesh type ribbon as well, just to make it look a bit like the honeycomb, you know, when they make the honey in the little holes, just to make it look a bit like that. So I've not made it very big. And when I went to B&M, guys, again, and I found this wagon wheel, I spotted some pretty little bumblebees in some of the little aluminium metal. I got two. I just couldn't help myself. I stood in the shop doing this for probably about 10 minutes. I went round, came back to him, did it again, and thought, yes, I'll have those. And I've got it looks like it's laughing from its belly. It's got wings on the back. You can bring them out. Skinny legs again. So I'm going to attach 2 of those. This is what I was doing in the shop. Went for a walk round again the aisle, came back and did it again. I thought, oh yeah. So if you ever feel like you want a bit of a laugh, just sit there and do this and they'll give you a belly laugh. So what I want to do with those, I am considering, because I don't want the wings to be touching, I want to just attach it slightly above the wheel at the top, probably offset, and then one, well, I was thinking here like that, somewhere around there. I won't be able to help myself with this one. I can do it where the wings come through, but I will be able to flatten those wings and just have his legs sitting there. Who knows? We'll see as we go along, or I may just use one. But I've got them both out. I sat in the house like this and my husband said I was crazy. So that's what we've got for those. For our foliage and flowers, I've got out 2 stems of elm leaf. I've not cut these up because I don't know how long I'd like them. So I've got the elm leaf here. And as I was in B&M again, guys, it's dangerous, that shop for me. It's really, really dangerous. Especially when it comes to all the summer flowers and things like that. I've got, well, it does say on here, make your own foliage arrangement. Hanging baskets or floral arrangements. I have got this, I don't know, it looks slightly a bit like ruscus, or it could be parvifolia, maybe ruscus, and it's a vine. I haven't cut it yet, but it's got the stems on, and it was £3, so I bought a few. Couldn't help myself. And look how bushy that is, guys. You get quite a lot of length on there. It's only wired at the top again. It's not wired at the bottom. So to hold that onto the wheel, I will use cable tie or floral wire, you know, just to keep it attached instead of having it drooping down. So you can do that. So I've got that. I've got out some of my fern because I want to have a bit of fern in. This is very realistic to what we've got on my garden. I mean, we haven't got the brown bits, but they come with it, so I may just place those in anyway. But we've got the fern as well. I've got now several of these, guys. These are called swags. You get them from Wilco's, and you can only buy them online. They are £7 or £6.99, but they are, I mean, they're bushier than these. I have been chopping off at these. So I want to use the last 3 stems on this swag. It's got the mixed foliage and some blossoms on it and some Astilbe and bamboo as well. So I'm wanting to use these 3 in on the wagon as well. Let me just grab all these up here. I've also got, these came only on short stems like this, just little bits of Astilbe that with foliage and a few seeds as well, I've noticed, and a little one's got a few little florals on, but I thought I could use this as filler foliage, so I've got that also. And I've also got out, now I got this, where did I get this from? Ruffles Creations. I've got them in different colours, and this is also, I think maybe a Astilbe, but it's a little bush, it's a spray, and I thought I could use, you only get 3 stems on, but you can cut away and make them smaller, so I thought we could have some of those in. I was going to place in limonium, but it wasn't as bushy as this, so I decided to get this out instead. I've also got out, one of my favourites, lemon coloured Ranunculus. They are beautiful, so I thought let's have those in for one of our, well, I say these, what I've got, probably the medium sized flower. And for our small flower, here comes the wispy bits. Hey, we've got this at a different coloured tone to the lemon. Again, I'm all about having different tones and just, you know, to make it more interesting, that the person who will be looking at it will spot the different flowers by the different tones as well. And for our large flower, I've not cut these yet, guys, but I've only taken 3 out. I've took one off so you can see, as they come in little bags to cover and protect the heads. But once you take it off, they open. Chrysanthemums, aren't they divine? Now, I'm trying to think where I got this. I may have got these from Ruffles Creations as well. So they are beautiful. So we've got those, and they are large flower. So that is what we're going to use today. So, and I've also got my cup of coffee. Cannot have not one of these by my side. But then again, it does go cold quickly because I forget about it. So, I'm going to bring the camera down. We're going to start and attach our foam. I may attach the bow, you know, at some point throughout. I don't think I want it on straight away yet. I want to get like the foliage and everything at the bottom, and then the bow stick out at the top, or on top of the foliage, or just within. We'll see how it looks best. So let me just alter the camera, guys. It is a bit bitter today, guys. It's quite cold, hence the reason the jacket's still going. Let me just bring that slightly forward. I'm going to bring it like that. Right, I've got my cable ties. I may have to, I have got longer ones. I don't know why I just don't get those out. Never mind. So I'm going to, I think, double up. If you haven't got the long ones, just double up with them. And I'm going to go with it in between the spore. I don't want it near the edge. I'm going to go place this, have my hook center part, and place it like that. And then I'm going to go through this piece with both of my cable ties. And I'm placing it so it's just touching the edge here in the center. I know this piece comes over the wheel, but that's okay. It will get hidden by our floral and foliage. Let me just move this one up to this spore. Let me just get my other, just give me that helping hand. Pulling it tighter. That's one. And do the same. Oh my goodness. And bring this one near this spore as well. Then just snip off the excess. So that is our wreath wrap attached. Wreath wrap, our foam. Now with the bow, I was considering, I couldn't make, at the first I was going to place it there, but I want to see the spores. I don't want to hide them. So I was thinking maybe here or down below here. We'll see as we go along. But if I'm having a bumblebee up here and just use one and put the bow there, or I could even place the bow on top here and have it like that. And then I was thinking of, again, placing that one on something like that. Or I don't know. I may just have one, guys. Yeah, I'm going to just have one, unfortunately. But bring him here. And then maybe bring the bow down here. Yeah. So, do I attach him now? Because I want to attach his legs around the framing. As you can see, I'd have to bring him up here. So I'm going to, let's see how this can be done. Right, I think like that. Let's just try this way first. And get another one. I'm going through his legs. I'm going to make sure he's not going to be in the way of anybody's door. Because as you can see, he's slightly sticking out here, and I don't want that. I want it to just be around there. Then again, will that bend it in? We'll see. Let's turn the cable tie over. Or, in fact, to keep that in place, because I've got a feeling that will pull it to the back. I'm going to get this little piece and place it around the spoke instead. Just make sure it doesn't stick out. Oh my goodness, it's tippling over. Doesn't stick out at the back. There we have it. Just cut these off. So now we've got our bumblebee attached already as well. Anyway, if I keep looking at him, I'm not going to be able to stop giggling. Can't be avoided. So, who knows, I may even attach the other one. Oh, that coffee does go cold quick. Right, let me just cut these into 3 to start with. And let's see how long. Because it's quite a big wheel, it is actually 16 inches. So, and I want to bring this behind the bumblebee, so there's something behind him. I could bring that behind him like that and have something just popping through his legs. And do it like that. Let's try that. So I'm going to go like that, pop that through. I'm going to go through his through his legs with this piece. Just weave things through. So we've got it like that. His wings are moving like he's nervous. And then with this piece, I'm going to bring, just bend that stem. I'm going to bring this down here. If you haven't got elm, you could use anything really, eucalyptus, ficus, any greenery. I'm just using the elm as my, basically my backdrop of my wagon wheel. And what I'm doing at the moment, I'm creating my border or my line. So I've just cut this piece in two, and I'm going to have that like so. And I'm going to bring this little piece, what's on its own. Let's cut that prong off. Bring that as well. So it's meeting up with our little bumblebee. And I'm going to do the same with this piece. Cut that prong. And I'm going to bring that down here also. Just bend it a little. For some reason I can't get that one in. Well, I can get it in, but it's stopping me from, there we go, pushing it. And I think maybe one behind the bumblebee as well. Let's cut that piece off with two. Bring it behind. Or I could use that as a one. Let's do that. One behind the bumblebee. So he's got just something. Gosh, my hands are really like not very can't grip things today. It's probably the hand cream I've got on. Let me just bend that like so. And then the other piece we'll bring there. Do I bring it here like so? So I've created our boundary, our line around the wagon wheel. That's basically what I mean by that is our, you know, how wide our wreath is going to be. That's the border. I don't want to go any wider than that, so I just like to keep it as it is. So I'm not gonna, I will keep these, it's only got a few bits on, so I will keep this by my side in case I decide I would like to place on some more. Now let's just cut this foliage. Let's get rid of that. Again, 1, 2, 5 stems on this, and I think virtually around the same size apart from Or are they? No, they're around the same size, all of them. There isn't any that are different lengths. And what I wanted to do with this is place the wired stem in, and then one of these I just attach maybe there or up to there. We'll see. I may not even place them in because they are, we'll see. I'll place them there as well for now. Let's get these 3 that I've got on paperback. 1. Right, because they're on paperback, they leave a bit of a mess. I do pull all that off. I don't like the mess. Some people leave it as is. I like to place floral tape on to stop any more of that paperback coming away. So I will just go. And plus, if it's going outside, I'm protecting it from the paper getting wet, and then all the rest of the stem will come away from it. And these are, you know, wired, every one of them, right to the tip, so you can manipulate them to sit how you'd like. These are the ones I like the most. I think they're a beautiful colour. So I would like that. Maybe somewhere along the bottom with it being quite long. So I'm going to go in from the top because I want that volume. And just place it like that, as you can see. That's a longer one. This smaller one I'll bring to the side. Let's get some, pull that paper off. Some glue. So my tape can stick onto the glue. Even though this has got, you know, a bit of like glue or waxy substance in it when you pull on it, that's okay, you know. I know that I just like to add on a bit of glue because of wear and tear. It does sometimes start to unfold. So I do like to add a little bit of glue. So let's again manipulate these, make them look really pretty. And this one I'm going to bring from the outer side. Have that one like that. We'll get rid of this as well. I have had a couple of requests as well over the weekend. A lovely lady would like me to do a paint stick arrangement. If you're unfamiliar with that, I've done a few of those. It is like just a piece of wood or what's just vertical. That's about 2 inch wide, something like that. Or you can have it wider. Put some foam on and just do that. So I will do that, you know. And then another lady has requested if I do a basket with gifts in, like bath bombs or, you know, toiletries, things like that, for when you go in the bath, to pamper yourself in a little basket. And I will do that one as well. I've ordered a few. I know I told the lady I would probably do that this week at some point, but I am waiting for the bath bombs and things like that, a few things like that to arrive before I will do that. But don't worry, I will do it. I'm sorry if it doesn't get to be this week, even though I did say I would. It's just a case of when they get posted. So I am moving some of this away from the bumblebee, so we can still get to see him. And then just bring some of this around. So he's basically hanging around these beautiful white flowers. So now you can see that is in. Let's have a look for our bow. I may place that in the center. Yeah, I'm going to place that in the center. I have got cable tie on. I may need to place another one around to go all the way around. I know it's white, but on the back of here it's dark, so I'd rather put a black one on and have white up above. So let's get that on. Let's place it in between there. Let's just make sure that it's just black on the back. Yeah. So we'll just pull our bow a little bit tighter. There we have it. And cut this one as well. So now we have our bow in with our loops. So that is what we've got in. If I bring it here so you can see the bow, I hope anyway. You know what I'm like with the camera, guys. So there's the bow, and then I lower it a little bit more. Our bumblebee, hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you should see. So that is excuse me, those in. So now I want to add in some of our fern. Let me just take that prong off. There we have it. And I want to incorporate the fern with this foliage that I have just placed in and around. On there. And bring those back over. And then twine them all together. Let's cut that prong off as well. And if you find that your ferns are too long and you've not got a lot of stem, I've not really got a lot of stem here. So I'm going to pull the bottom ones off. So it gives me a bit more stem to place into my foam. Now just angle that. I'm going to bring one at the top here, near the bumblebee. And then I'm going to do another one. That's a bit small. Let me cut another one. And pull the ones off at the bottom. If you haven't, you know, you have health issues with your hands, then just get your snips and then snip it. Don't put yourself in any pain. And I'm going to place that one. Oops, I've just touched that leaf. So I'm going to wait for that to dry. And then I'm going to peel it off. Let's just see where it is. Right. That's dry already. Is it? There we have it. That's off. So that's our bit of fern there. I may bring a bit of fern here. Have I got a smaller one again? Not really. So we'll have to just shorten one. Let's see what that. These are plastic and they are UV protected. So they're very good for any outdoor arrangement. So what I'm going to do with the side of the bow here, lift up that, I'm going to place one just coming in slightly, place that over the top, and I'll do the same on the other at the bottom. So what I've done here, I'm going to do there as well. So if I just turn that around. So I've just got a little bit of foliage coming on the inside. So there we have our fern. And again, we can fluff all of this up with it being wired as we go along, or, you know, mainly at the end as well. That one's irritating me. I don't know why. But I think once we've got floral in, that will add a look better. Right, on to our floral. I'm going to save this maybe as a bit of filler. In fact, let me just actually place one, if I can. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to use it as filler. And maybe along with this, I could place around the sides or use some of that as filler. But first of all, I want to get in my larger flowers. So we'll get the chrysanthemums. These are silk. So I need to see. Let's have a, you see now you'll get some like this, and you will be able to pull the heads off and place a smaller pick in, and then you can keep this for if you just buy or have another flower head and you haven't got a long, and you need a long stem with foliage, then you've got it here. So I'm just looking, let's just see. Yeah, you can just pull the head off. So I've got a pick. I will just place that on inside, wipe the glue off a little bit, and then I've got all of this to use for something else, because I don't want this to be really tall. So what I want to do with this is place one around here, maybe one on the side here and one down there as well. So let's just place that one there near the bumblebee. Save that. Let's take the bags off. They are beautiful. So let's do it with both of these. There we have it. So now I've got 3 stems I could use for something else. So get my picks. As soon as you take the bags off the head, they just come alive, how they spread open. Beautiful. Look at those. And then I'm going to now do the same with this one. Place that there. Now I'm going to bring this one out from the side. I'll have the stem slightly longer on this one because it's coming out further. These are just sitting basically on top. And as you can see, I've created that triangle with them. Doesn't that look pretty? Let's just have a look. Let me just bend that head up a little bit. Yes, it's really, really pretty. So I will save those. So the majority of your flower heads will or can be pulled off. So, you know, then that gives you, this is great to use again. And also, sometimes as well, if you're making something for, you know, hoping to sell it, you know, and it doesn't sell, and you take your arrangement apart, you can then take these out, pull out the stems, that the picks that I've placed in, or you will place in, and stick them back onto the original stem. So that is another option as well, than wasting. So that's, you know, save them for that as well, just in case it doesn't sell. So I'm gonna cut this in 3 to start with. We'll save that. Again, I don't want to truly hide the bumblebee, so I know it's getting a little bit hidden, so I can bend that and place the flower there instead and the leaf there, so it can still be seen. So you can either leave these as they are, or again cut into thirds by cutting one here, then another one here, and then there. So then you'll have 3 pieces, or into half, or leave it as it is. So I just want to see, I want one around the back, I think. Oops. I think they're better underneath. Let's have a look. That's quite. Let me just place that there. I don't want them to sort of like take over because they are quite bushy. And then maybe cut this one and have a bit of half and half at the top. Let me cut this one in half. So now I've cut this one in half, so I've got two pieces at the same height. I just need to figure out whether to place these as one. I think I'm going to place them as one underneath the fern. Just this fern here. Again, keeping within my border, I just want to add a bit of different texture. I'm going to do the same here as well. That's got a bit of a bobble on it. I don't know what that is. Oh, I can't get that off. There we go. And bring it around. Because we do need foliage and things like that here. And floral. So it's sticking up a little bit too much, so let me just cut it. Try it again. Have that there. Like that. So we've now got those two pieces here, and then these ones here I will bring. Do I bring on the inside? I may bring on the inside because I do around here. Yeah, so we'll bring just under here on the inside. You just hold it up. Yeah, that's okay. Now let's get a few of our ranunculus in. Our beautiful ranunculus. Now I do, as you can see, there's gaps here. This is where we will place in some of our filler foliage. And also I could place in some of the elm as well. Let me get the elm first and bring some of that up above. So before we carry on, let's cut one of the elm down. I'm going to chop it into 3 because it is quite a long stem. And I'm going to go where the chrysanthemum is. And bring that down like so. I'm going to do that up above as well. Again, bringing the foliage from down at the bottom up. And I may place one just under there. I may need a longer piece for that. So it gives it that sort of that impression that the chrysanthemums are leaning on this elm leaf. I've got 3 pieces left. I'll hang on to those. I may use those again. So I'm going to do the ranunculus last. I'm going to put in our wispy bits, our beautiful calla lilies. Get those placed in around the edge too. So I'm going to start up here. Get the colour going around. I'm going to turn as I move around. It's all about lovely bright sunny yellow. I'll bring one under here. As well, and then one up near the top. Oops, a daisy. And then also up here. Near the bumblebee again. I'm going to move that one's a bit high. It needs to be slightly underneath the fern. So that's better. So we've now got some of our lovely wispy calla lilies around the side. I could bring 2 in here, or maybe 3, just to, you know, bring that colour coming inwards also. So let me just have a look, because I've got the white. Yeah, we'll bring just a couple, so then that will be 7 that I'm placing in. That's not going in for some reason. I think I've hit, yeah, the cable tie. Silly me. There we go. Bring that one there. And then just get one more. Let me cut that down. Like so. And bring that one down there as well, under the white. Lift up your bow. So there we have, so far, our lovely wagon wheel arrangement. I've still got, I don't want any more of our Calla Lilies. Now we've got our Ranunculus. Now I could have used white Ranunculus, but today, because it's got white, I want to use a minimal white colour. I want it mainly to be green and yellow. So it's the yellow that's the domineering colour, not the white. So I want to place in, and what I'm going to do with these, I may place a few around the side and the odd one in. So let's just bring one in here as well. Just around the bow. Do the same here also. That's it. Then I'm going to bring one on the end. I'm not going to cut this stem. I need it for the length. So I'll bring that near where the white blossom is and the bumblebee on this end. And do the same down here. I just incorporate that. And push it in a bit more. That, and then I'm going to move around now, and what I'm going to do now, I've got those 4 there, I'm going to bring some on the outer side as well. So again, this arrangement is mainly to do with it having yellow, just yellow, and the odd little bit of white. Gosh, my hands are really slippy. Bring in that yellow, so as you can see, like this, and I'm going to just move it around. And then bring one up here as well. So then that will be 7 that I've placed in. So we've got 7 pieces of our ranunculus. And now onto our lovely little wispy bits. Because there's still a gap here around here, I'm going to now place these in for our filler foliage. So let's take the band off of these little things. Aren't they cute? So let's snip at an angle at the bottom. Are they push-ups? Oh, it's the push-offs. Push-offs. Let's just glue. Gosh, let's glue it back on. I don't think they are. So let me just see round here where it's slightly in need. Just cut the stem a little bit more because I don't want to go through the back. There we have it. And that has covered that little area that was really, really bothering me. So I want to place another one around there to similar area. Just under that little ribbon area. That's better. So that, I wonder if I could put one in the centre. Oh, I've got seeds. I may put some seeds in the centre. How many seeds have I got? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll put a seed in the centre. Or do I put that one with the flower? No, I'm going to put that one with the flower. Oh, with the little wild flowers on. Let's get that in between the bow. So look for a little space. Oops. Let me just... I can't get that in. It's the plastic is coming up. Let's try again. What's stopping it? Nothing. So we'll place that with a little flower in between our bow. So as you can see, we've got that. So I'm going to now place and I'm pushing these in for depth. I'm not having them, you know, sticking too far out. I'm just using them as filler by pushing that depth in to cover areas. And I'm just going around. You can see one there. That's quite long. Seeds. Let's use the seeds. I'm going to put push that seed there. Now I'm going to place another seed the opposite side of the bow as well. Again, filling in that space. I may place a seed here as well. I've got one left of the seed, so let's get that in on this side. And under here, again, just move your arrangement around. Look at it in all angles, if possible, because there may be something you see a bit of foam. If you're wanting to cover the foam. Some people do, you know, like to see a bit of the grapevine wreath or anything that they may be using. Sometimes I do. I like to see it, depending on what I'm doing. Push that one in as well. Just a little one there. And as you can see, this is really quite full. I've got 2 pieces left, what I'm going to place on each end. I always like to, you know, place them on the ends as well. So let's just cut those at an angle. And these are going to slightly be a little bit longer. Not too much longer. But just to give enough to be able to see them. Or just see the tops of them. So there, guys, if you can see, we have our lovely wagon wheel arrangement. Beautifully, you know, beautiful colours with just a small bow. Again, I wasn't sure at the beginning whether I wanted it on top or have it incorporated, but I think it looks really pretty with it being incorporated into the wreath. And our dominant colour is our yellows. There's only the whites, as you see, is just like the little blossoms and the bits of Astilbe that we have placed in. But they are very, you know, they're not big enough to sort of like take over the lemon colour. And we have our wispy lemon colour, yellow, a bit slightly darker tone of our Calla Lilies around the edge. And then our beautiful, subtle little Ranunculus, and then our big Chrysanthemums, which are the focal point of this arrangement. And yes, we do have our little bumblebee at the top. It does look like he is slightly sunk in, you know, with here, but I can't, and that's him sitting on the front. I didn't want to make it too flat around him, but I could alter him and maybe attach him on, you know, on the top here to higher him up, as I say, here instead, and a cable tie him onto that instead. That may have been a better idea, so I may alter that after the video. But you know, I mean, bumblebees like to forage deep within the flowers, so I suppose that may be a good enough reason to keep him in that position. But I think knowing me, guys, I'll probably move him up a bit so he's more seen. So let me just have a look. Let me just get the other one to see if he was better off the... Oh, I don't know. I quite like him sat there. I don't know. I'll have to contemplate on that one. So let me just get my easel out. Let's get rid of all these stems. Let's just place him on the easel. Let me lift it up a bit because it needs slightly higher in. I may need to alter the rope as well. Let me just cut a bit off. I may need to do that while I lift. Let me stand slightly back. I'm just going to, because as you can see the bumblebee's off to one side. He needs to be here. So this rope basically needs to go behind the bumblebee. So let's just take that off. There we go. Cut the staples. We don't want those. I have got a staple remover. This has cut it right down. So another piece of rope needs to go behind the bumblebee. I'm going to thread it through, well, around the wheel. Let's just see how that sits. Because of the weight of it all being on one side, yeah, that's better, guys. So we don't need that piece. So let's just move that out of the way. I'm treading on all these. Let's move those out of the way. We don't want to tread on them. And let's then come and see what it looks like if it's in the right position. Gosh, that's a bit high, a bit wide. Let me just zoom out. Oh gosh, I need to come closer. I hope you can see that with him at the top. I can on the camera. So I'll leave it like that. So, just get rid of all this mess. You know me again. I have to. It's not very good presentation, is it, when I've got a lot of mess around something we've just, we've completed. So that is our wagon wheel video or tutorial today. Again, I may alter him and sit him a bit higher up, and the colour that we've used is the domineering colour is yellows. Again, the white is just used more so as a background colour. It's the yellow that I've created to be noticed more than anything else. And excuse me, with more pale foliage to go with the pale floral, and I've tried to incorporate the greens, what we've got. I know usually I tend to use colours what's in the ribbon, but I don't want to use black, because with black with this, yes, it would look stunning, but I wanted a subtle arrangement, a soft arrangement, not subtle, sorry, wrong word, a soft arrangement. With it being black, I've got black and yellow ribbon, combined. It would be more noticeable. This is more of a subtle ribbon. The other bee ribbon that I've got is more, you know, you can see the black. It sticks out. So I wanted it subtly done. And with me having soft foliage, the darkest foliage is the elm, I'd say. There is, I mean, I've got two-tone fern. This one's like a limey yellow, and then the one up here is a green, a soft, like a soft forest green, so, or like a eucalyptus green. And so I've not gone into vibrant with the yellows, and I've not gone too deep with the foliage. I've added like whites, you can add creams, ivories to give that, you know, soft look as well. If you want more of a vibrant look, you know, and you want like the sunflower yellow, then, you know, the black and yellow ribbon that stands out would look fabulous. And with, you know, darker, even darker greenery or brighter or limey greenery would look great with that sort of thing. But again, on this occasion, the only darkest thing we have got on here is the wheel, the wagon wheel itself. So I wanted the soft colours to bounce off the dark wagon wheel. So again, we've used our Ranunculus, which is, well, if we start from here, our mini or our small floral, which is our Calla Lilies, our medium floral, which is our Ranunculus, and our large floral, which is our Chrysanthemums. And that is just the three florals. The white blossom, that's just with the part of the foliage, and it also gives it a little bit, you know, makes the arrangement come alive by adding a bit of a lighter tone. So, and then again, we've got this white, I think, it's not lavender, guys, I know by the leaves. I think it's Astilbe. The seed, it's like a seeded Astilbe, but slightly flocked with, I don't know what it is. I don't know, it's flocked, quite flocked, but it's beautiful. And just by adding a few things like that in, you know, textures, I'm all about texture, you know, go with soft, like you've got your, like this foliage here is very, very soft, you know, and then you go from the soft to like your grasses on the Calla Lilies, what are slightly a bit harder in touch, but then you have things like your fern, which is spiky, you know, on the around the edges of it, but airy at the same time. And then you've got this, which is again a rough texture. So I like to go with the soft to the rough, incorporate them all together to give you that contrast against each other, as well as the balance of how you've placed, you know, how it all goes together. And then just by adding some little filler foliage as well, just again in white, but this is green and white. So with the whites, just tips just there, sticking out at the top. It's not taking over the yellow, and it's just sitting there, you know, pretty. So I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. I like doing things like, you know, the wheels and things like that. And I've tried to get over I know in the States you can get the bicycle wheels. We can here, but not like the ones you get in the States. When you place in Google search for the bicycle wheels, they come up with proper bicycle wheels, what you'd probably ride your bicycle on the road. So I'm looking and one of the flowers keeps moving on its own. I think somebody's here with me. So it does, you know, or you can get the iron ones with the very thin spokes like that. But I like the ones that you get with all the different colours, the plastic ones. I can't seem to get them here. So, but I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And I hope it's given you, you know, some ideas on, you know, to give it a go. If you've got a B&M near you, go and grab one. And, you know, bring it home and go and give yourself a little go on having, you know, creating your own little wagon wheel arrangement to go on your garden or on your summer house, or even in your entrance hallway as you walk into the house. So please subscribe, share and like to everybody who you know. What's moving? Why is it moving? Everything's moving in here. What, the flowers moving? This was, but never mind. I don't like to be by myself anyway. So again, please subscribe, share and like to everybody who you know, to people who are just starting out. If you know somebody, you know, give them my YouTube page, tell them to go and come and join us. I'll very much always welcome anybody on board, you know, from around the globe. You know, it's just wonderful knowing that there's a big wide world family of mine out there, you know, joining me with the creative side, and again having a few laughs along the way and learning some great ideas. So, and also my appreciation for all your requests as well, guys. You know, that's also you know, taken on board. I do appreciate that so much. So, and so that gives me other ideas to do for other people who've not requested it, who would like to see it. So thank you again for all your requests. Thank you for all your comments. Keep them coming. I love you all. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Yeah, I think I'm going to move the bumblebee. It's bothering me, guys. It's really bothering me. Now I've stood back. But there he is. he's happy, look. He's really happy. So there's the mixed foliage with the white blossoms. Look how soft that leaf is in tone. You know, it's not too heavy, not, you know, it's just right. And there's your darkest foliage, which is the elm, and also your dark coloured fern, because that one's that tone, and then you get the limey coloured one, which blends in lovely. And then you get your bow. Again, I've put this in just to basically mimic the honeycomb there. And our beautiful chrysanthemums and our fabulous ranunculus. Look at the seed in the centre. That is such, you know, so realistic. It's unbelievable. And then our wonderful Calla Lilies. And we've got Astilbe in there. This is the flocked, but it's really like snow effect on it. It's really pretty. And then some of our, again, filler foliage where it's green and white. What, you know, blends in exceptionally well as well. So I hope you liked that, and I hope that it gives you a go to, you know, try it for yourself or make it for somebody or to sell. But have fun with it, guys, and enjoy it. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you all. Bye for now.